What's up, guys? I'm going to be reacting to The Bends by Radiohead. If you've never seen me before, I'm a metalhead Gen Z kid. I grew up listening to Linkin Park, Bring Me the Horizon, Beartooth, that sort of thing. Now I'm getting back into listening to more rock because I haven't listened to a lot of like the greats like Nirvana and stuff like that. But if you want to see a Nirvana reaction, I have Nevermind in Utero on my Patreon now because this channel has pushed me to react to some actually really good music, including Pablo Honey, which I found so surprising because I loved Pablo Honey. I'm scared that I might not like Radiohead albums as much. Because most people shit on Pablo Honey, and I really like Pablo Honey. So if they get rid of everything that I liked about Pablo Honey, it might be a bit harder for me to enjoy it. But apparently, The Bends is just a better Pablo Honey. If that's the case, this might be my favorite album of all time. So let's jump into it. It sounds fresh. It sounds different enough from Pablo Honey because Pablo Honey feels like it has more of a grunge element. I'm not exactly sure what type of genre this is, but it sounds different. Um, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just curious where it would land up. I think what like I brought it up in the Pablo Honey. Sorry for pausing it, but I'm just gonna give my thoughts whenever I have them. The thing that I brought up in the Pablo Honey reaction as well is I feel like Tom York doesn't get enough plaudits for being such a good vocalist because like every single song I heard of Pablo Honey is like, damn, he's one of the best vocalists of the all time. Like you never hear him in the same vein as like a Kurt Cobain as a Freddie Mercury, or I never have, and it's just kind of crazy to me because Tom York is really, really, really good. What I'm finding interesting so far is like one of my favorite songs of Pablo Honey is You, the first track on there. And the rest of Pablo Honey has a very polished style to its production. And this is having more of like a less it feels less polished, but not in a fully negative way. It sounds like that is sort of what they're going for. I don't know if I enjoy it as much. Obviously, we're only 2 minutes into the first track, but like I am curious if this is going to keep up, and if so, that might dampen my enjoyability of the album with the like the guitars and stuff like that. It doesn't feel like a more grungy or like a in utero noise rock sort of playing with the sounds. Um, it feels like distant in a way that I'm not entirely enjoying, but um, it could just be this track. And it could change in the future, and it could sonically change to a point where I'm enjoying that. But that's just something I'm picking out at the moment. Also, sorry for keep pausing, but like this actually reminds me of like I played Borderlands growing up, and they have Cage the Elephant. I wouldn't be surprised if Cage the Elephant was inspired by even this album because I'm hearing like sort of similar vocal things and sonically being similar. It's obviously not surprising if they were because Radiohead is so influential, but yeah. His vocals are just immaculate though. It's something throughout the entire song, and it's something that's definitely different for Pablo Honey. And I wonder if this is the thing that people enjoy about maybe this album more than Pablo Honey. I've heard a lot of people talk very high praise of the Bends, and then also say it's very underrated because obviously OK Computer, In Rainbows, and Kid A are the ones spoken about it as much, the most. But like the sonically, I really enjoyed Pablo Honey with how pristine everything sounded, and I feel like maybe what I went over in that is I think maybe a reason people dislike it more is because of its pristineness, because it feels like a lot of it would have spurred pop punk, and a lot of people look down on pop punk, and maybe I'm completely off base with that, but that's just the connections that I'm making. And with this, it feels like it's I don't like the use term mushy. I also don't even know if that's the word that I'm looking for, but it feels like everything feels like it's already recorded 3 times before, and then it's like rendering. Like you know how like if there's like a video, and if you render it 3 times, it like has pixelated artifacts in it because it's just rendering on top of each other, and it feels like the guitars and the stuff like that has that as well, and it feels like it's definitely a stylistic choice because I don't think that this is just like they're obviously incredibly talented, but it feels like it's a stylistic choice, and I don't necessarily see the vision just yet, uh, but I could, and I'm keeping an open mind though. By the way, despite the fact that I'm nitpicking all of this stuff, I feel like that is probably the only way that I can differentiate my thoughts on this album and the previous ones because that's the context I'm coming into it. And despite all of that, it's still a very good song. Like I do album reviews in my Discord if you want to see them. I think I put like 30 in there. I've listened to more than 30 albums, so this is just what I've done. I think I've listened to like 16 albums this week, and I like this song is still an 8 to me. Um, on first listen, so it's not like bad by any means, and it's just I'm picking out the stylistic stuff that doesn't make it a perfect song to me, which I know can be a bit tedious, but yeah. This feels more pristine. I'm liking it. I'm not entirely sure, and also I haven't listened to a lot of Led Zeppelin myself. But what I've found with re-listening to Pablo Honey after I reacted to it, I mentioned it in the reaction, but it feels like there's a decent Led Zeppelin influence in Radiohead, which I never thought about. Like I never thought about that because I've heard some OK Computer, and it doesn't sound like that it has much of that. But there feels like a Led Zeppelin influence into it. I feel like maybe there's a reason why I remember like Radiohead's like an underrated The Benz is an underrated Radiohead album to my knowledge, and Pablo Honey is viciously underrated because most people dislike it, it seems. But I wonder if the reason why Radiohead these like earlier works is seen as less good is because they're wearing their influences on their sleeve more instead of having like their own unique style. Because you can hear glimpses of it in Public Honey and in this album, but it very much feels like they're wearing the influences that they have on their sleeve, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I like this. This is really, really, really good. It's like a perfect track so far. What's so interesting about this is like when I coming into Radiohead, I would have assumed that their like instrumentation is the things that was made them so influential, right? But vocally, their vocals are so similar. Like whenever like that scream when they're screaming at friends or whatever, or singing at friends, belting that up with like I can hear the vocally like how similar it is to like bands I listen to like in like just I guess like in the 13 Reasons Why soundtrack. There's a lot of bands in there that just feel like they're um copying or influence from a lot of the way that Tom York sings. And I just didn't know he was that like he feels very influential for a vocalist, which I didn't even understand. I thought like soundscape wise, sonically, that's what made Radiohead so influential. But it feels like vocally he's very influential as well, which it's very pleasantly surprising. What I really love about Radiohead is like they have their songs are very like polished and like very clean, and it has like in my mind, and I'm sorry I'm really hopping back to it, but like pop punk sort of like um not easy to listen to like niceness to it, right? But there's still so much intricacies to It's their instrumentation and the stuff that they add into it. Like I don't know the specific genre, but like more like noise rock components or like grungy components that they're adding into it, where like there's like clackety click, there's like it reminds me a bit of like Depeche Mode even in some ways, and it's just like really nice to add those like little bits into it that bring so much more lushness to it, instead of just being like a really nice like palatable song to listen to. There's also like decent intricacies underneath, which is really cool. It's so pretty. Oh, this is starting off really pretty as well. Mm. It like you, oh, fuck, it's insane. Like just even the way this starts off. This was made in 1995, I believe. Probably recorded in 1994 because Pablo Honey was recorded in 92 and 93 was when it released. But there are so many sounds that Radiohead have in their earlier discography so far that I've listened to that you can just hear like come out in like songs from like the 2000s and 20s. Like they're people do talk about how influential they are, but like it's it's interesting. I don't hear them enough. I don't believe. Two jumps in a week, bet you think that's pretty clever, don't you, boy? Like one band I listen to a lot is 1975, and I feel like I hear a decent bit of 1975, their Radiohead influence in 1975. Dude, like vocally, this sounds like stuff like there's so many teen shows from like the early 2000s where like the music that is playing during the time or like the theme song sounds like it has so many aspects of even just this song in it, but it's not this song. Jesus Christ. I don't even think I've heard like I've never heard anything off the Bends, I don't think. But the record gives such a strong sense of nostalgia for me. And I don't know if it's like it gives everyone a strong sense of nostalgia. Well, obviously, if you listen to it at the time, you probably have nostalgia of it. But like, I don't know if it gives other people a strong sense of nostalgia, or if it's just the fact that I listened to like so much music influenced and inspired by it during the 2000s when I was growing up. If that's the reason why I feel so nostalgic about it, but like, it feels like a warm blanket. I love it. I wouldn't be surprised, but I haven't listened to much Beatles, but this feels Beatles-esque. I could be wrong. It's just so cozy. Like, I, yeah, it's just really cozy to listen to. Oh, this feels like I've listened to some OK Computer with Light Down at the end of the best season one, which I also mentioned Pablo Honey, but just there kind of that's like in my head that whenever my understanding of Radiohead, that's whenever he does vocals like that, that's like oh that's quintessential Radiohead, and I really love it. I really like the backing instrumental just there, like that. That was really nice. I think I mentioned this as well in the last one, but it feels like Radiohead is literally perfect movie and TV soundtrack music. Like it is just like the specific like they invoke such specific emotions that I feel like you don't get out of any other music, and to like it feels like if you ever want a specific emotion that you want to have as an undercurrent through your media, you can just always pick, like go through Radiohead's discography and just pick the perfect song to plug into that. It's so impressive. Definitely, this is definitely a different vibe. But these feels like such obvious things to say about like an album that's already great, but like everything is I feel like I say about all great albums I listen to. It feels like there's like a sonical through line through every single song, but there also feels like there's enough differentiation that this music is very distinct. Like each song is distinct and in like I don't know. It feels like there's so many layers, and I really appreciate when like an album is like really well made with a solid vision, which it feels like this album is made with. I don't know if I'm broken, but this feels 80s to me. This sounds like a single. This sounds like a song that would be very popular. Only like it's by far the least popular. It's by far the least popular. What? What? Apart from Sulk. But like, what? This sounds like a hit. This sounds like the hit. Like the last two, like all of it's good, but like this sounds like the hit. What the heck? His vocals are nuts. Bro, why does this have so few streams? Like, it's not even like, oh, this one has the least streams and they all have like a lot of streams. Why does this one have 29 million? These ones, or every song deserves these sort of numbers, but like, why does this one have 29 million? I feel like this is like, it might not be the best track so far, but like, it's up there. It's like, it's up there. What the fuck? Sorry for swearing as much. I swear a lot. I'm Australian. But like, what the hell? Huh? Ooh, this is really pretty already. This is pretty too. I just had the realization while I'm like putting down the my ratings for this. Like, I I know this is seen as like literal blasphemy. Um, the Pablo Honey I think was like an average of like 9.7 for me. And by the way, I don't overrate things in general. Like I have one 10 out of 10 album. I have like three out of the 30 I've done. I have like 3 or 4 9s, and then like the rest is between like 3s and 7s, right? I don't even have many 8s. Like I don't in my head I don't overrate things. Most of the albums I listen to aren't amazing, but I feel like Radiohead breaks the scale because it's like I'm just putting it down. Like sorry to be like all nerdy, but like 8, 11, 11, 10, 11, 10. The reason I have 11s is because how I do my album ratings is I average out every single song rating, and if you don't have 11s, which in my mind are like generational songs, like the best songs I've ever heard, uh, like they're not just perfect, but they're the best emotional songs I've ever heard. If I don't have that, you can't get a 10 out of 10 album. But this is so weird. It feels like every Radiohead album, if this is the quality, and even if it goes up, because a lot of people in my Discord say it will go up, it feels like Radiohead breaks the scale. I think like my favorite band, like my favorite band of all time, like growing up was Linkin Park, right? My favorite band now is Bring Me the Horizon. I just really love how like experimental they are, and I feel like they keep holding all of metal on their back at the moment, or at least like the newer versions and like metalcore and stuff like that on their back. Because so many people are still copying them, like their 2015 album getting copied by like Architects and stuff like that in 2020. But like and I remember I spoke it to my Discord about it, and my friends about it, that I feel like there's like a possibility that like Deftones could become my favorite album because favorite band because I haven't listened to a lot of them, but I really love a lot of their music, right? I feel like Radiohead is also in that contention. That could very easily become my favorite band. Mm, that's a really nice touch. It's so pretty. I feel like it's hard. I feel like it's a lot easier to talk about songs that you find flaws in, that you could critique, that sort of thing. It feels like a lot easier to like find the nitpicks, right? But when there's songs that I can't really find nitpicks for, it feels really hard to talk about them because it's just like, what am I supposed to say? It's fucking amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Um, yeah, I'm not like. I feel like these would be some of like the least enjoyable reviews. It's like, oh my god, I'm just saying a lot of nice things, and it feels like I'm repeating myself, and it's not interesting or anything like that because it's good. All right, you came here, you wanted to listen to someone's reaction. It's really good. What do you want? I like the punchiness of "Just" as a song title. Hmm. I really love that. That that's so nice. I love that. Hmm. Dude, that's so it's so interesting. Like when stuff like that works, like I could see how like when people listen to like screamo or metal or things that have like a lot of like on the surface very hard things to listen to. Like you're basically just listening to an amp screech for a bit, but it sounds good. Like he somehow like it's just so interesting when you're able to do that and it comes out really really well because like it should be nails on a chalkboard. It should be, but it's not. It sounds fucking amazing. So it, that sort of stuff, it just wows me so much. Hmm. Fuck, that was really good. That was so good. Fucking pop off, dude. What the hell? Holy fuck. Oh my god, that might be my favorite song on the album. Like, it is such controlled chaos. That was such controlled chaos, and it was so perfect. It was like hitting every fucking beat. It was such controlled chaos. Oh my, I love it. This is such a whiplash. It's such a whiplash sonically from the previous song, like the just breaking, 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 and it's weird because it doesn't feel like it felt like it entered at like a high point, and it's obviously usually like third act sort of stuff where like you go downwards and you're having a somber moment towards the end, but it's just like damn, this is coming as like a pretty big whiplash from how fucking intense that last song was. It's very sonic. This song already is very sonically gorgeous. I, it feel like maybe it's just like because my own lung hits me so hard more than the other person, like other people. Let me see the streams to see if that's the case. Maybe not. Because it has like it's not the most streams, so it's like a decent amount of streams, especially for later in the albums. But it's just like this is sonically gorgeous, but the placement feels a bit off to me. But I could be wrong. Like it's just so such a good song, but placement wise, it feels such like a whiplash. This is like a gorgeous track. On my album reviews with Discord while I was just typing them, on Discord I think this is like 11 out of 10 track. I love it. It's just so sonically gorgeous and rich and beautiful. But the placement feels a bit off, so like it's not going to be a perfect score for the track. It's just it definitely redeemed itself. Like the second half, there was like enough like leeway and build up into the song that it kind of um draws itself and works together more cohesively than what it was when it first jumped from my own lung to this. But it's definitely something like on a first listen, it's just definitely something that I felt like a big pivot. I really like the bass though. See, this is I feel so crappy because like I'm not talking about it. It's just like it's a perfect track. It's just perfect. Now I genuinely think like My Iron Lung might be one of my favorite songs of all time. Like definitely like could be like top five, top three maybe. Like it, like Hurt by Nine Inch Nails, Family Business, Power by Kanye West, My Iron Lung. Um, they're all around this. Like it's just like oh the best songs I've ever heard. Um, but like yeah, as I said, it's really hard to talk about like just albums and songs. They're just like, what can I say? It's really good. It's perfect. What can I say? I realized that I knocked out my hairband. I don't know where it is. I don't know where the hairband is. When I was headbanging, I must have knocked it out. That's so strange. Damn, you got my messy hair now. Well, this is very different. Not very different. But also not like too different. As I said, sounds like cohesive. I really appreciate. I'm just gonna. As I've always said, I'm just gonna use this as the colloquial term for like when there's a bunch of noise, and multiple layers that are like overlapping or whatever. When they add the noise rock elements, I feel like that's when Radiohead is at their best. It's just like when they really grab me. I don't know if this is blasphemous. I don't know if there's anyone that even cares about my opinion of two great bands, but I, I think Radiohead is like quite a bit better than Nirvana. Because it feels like they have very similar elements, but Radiohead makes it a much more listenable and enjoyable experience. really good. Um, yeah, just really good. That track also was I think a perfect ender. It's yeah, I feel like that like at for an ending track there's probably only two that you could have made is like Bulletproof, I Wish I Was, and Street Spirit. And Street Spirit works out a lot better. Especially the fade out. Bulletproof, as I said, like I feel like the track is like flawless, like sonically, but then the placement in the album itself was such whiplash for me compared to My Iron Lung. Um, but yeah, I think the Benz is better than Popular Honey, but not by much. Like I think like on a technical level, it's better. Like except like the first song. I don't know. The first song gave me like false hope. Not false hope. Gave me like a false start. Um, like if you got rid of the first song and then started with the bends and then just like onwards, I feel like it's a perfect album. The first song just didn't do it much for me. But like in general, this album is better than Pablo Honey. Despite the fact that I think Pablo Honey is incredibly underrated, incredibly overhated. Because it's an incredible album. Um, yeah, this is also an amazing album, and I feel like Radiohead is going to break my entire idea of like my scale and system with reviews, because they're getting really close to just 10, 10, 10, 10. Because I think Pablo Honey is a 9.71 or 9.74, and this is a 9.93. It's like, okay, there's not really much more you can like squeeze out. Like it's like you're right up against the 10. You're right up against it. And it's just like if it keeps getting better and better and better, it's like what will end up happening? Like 9.93, then 9.95, and then 9.988, and then 10. Like, or is it going to be 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10? Like, there's not really much room for improvement there. But anyway, this album was spectacular. Thank you for watching. I love you all.